Hi, it's Andy from PCR Global, just with a slight update on what we've been up to. It seems like I haven't given an update for a few weeks, so a number of changes. Nikki's gone, absolutely devastated, but she's moved on, she's doing really well, and fair play, we are really pleased for her. So what we've been doing then, let's have a quick look. So e-learning, this has just gone absolutely phenomenal for us. You know, this is something we wanted to do. When I look back to a few years ago and the travelling I get to do, not just a few years ago, but currently, you just wanted to get some really foundational information out across the board. And the response we've got to these courses, do you know what? Honestly, can't believe it. It's absolutely fantastic. And more courses are coming. And they're going to go from safety, they're going to go, we've got an environmental one, but I'm heading for security. That's where I want to get into. That's the security and the risk management elements, but they are coming. But thank you everyone who's just been so kind with your comments. And you know, the guys are working hard on this. We're talking long days, we're talking long nights. We just want to get some stuff out there as cheap as we can, as decent as we can, and just to get it out there across the board for everybody. So yeah, really happy. So thank you for your support on that. We've taken that across to the YouTube channel. Do I like seeing myself on all these screens? No, absolutely, I can't stand it. But I'm assured that it's helping get some stuff out there. So what we've now done, we've put the recordings from the training onto YouTube. I know Andrew's going to be putting up the ladder safety ones today. So what does this mean? Well, it's fantastic. You can just watch. You know, there's no cost to it.
Think about limiting the risks even before the work starts.
So you can see how we play in this. We just want to get that information out there, and the fact that everybody's sort of spreading the word for us as well. It's brilliant. It's really getting out everywhere. So the YouTube channel and the training, it's not making us hardly any money, but it doesn't matter. We're getting the word out there. You know, we make money in other ways. So a few questions this week. It always comes up. Competent people. So what is your competent person in terms of health and safety? If we jump straight into the health and safety regulations, the management regs, regulation 7, this is where it's at. Every employer shall, subject to 6 and 7, appoint one or more competent persons to assist him in undertaking the measures he needs. We talk about this regularly, competence in general for the organisation and competence in a certain subject as well. The HSC are pretty clear about it on their website. Appointing a competent person. You must appoint a competent person. They go on to tell us that it can be yourself, one or more of your workers, someone from outside your business. What the HSC tried to tell us, and it's so accurate, is if you've got that competence inside, do not go outside for it. There is a lot of risks in using an external consultancy. And usually everybody thinks it's a black art. This stuff is not a black art. It's not. It can be learned relatively quickly. Applying it, again, a consultant can't apply this for you. We've got to apply it ourselves on the inside. But when our consultant's good, I would say we're good when this direction is needed. And it's just that direction, so we can put you on a plan, and then we can handrail you. We can handrail you until you become confident that you realise, hang on, we've got this. We don't need a full-time someone coming in here every week. Horses for courses, of course. There are certain benefits of consultants, but really weigh it up. And your consultant should be telling you that. They should be wanting a handhold, and just get you up on your feet and flying. And to be honest, that's where a lot of our training stemmed from, because we want to be able to do that. And when we have clients leave us, it's fantastic, because they leave us, we're up and running. And all we then do is just go in an annual or a 6-monthly health check. What else have we been doing? Some photographs. So Ian's been out on the ground. John's been out on the ground. What are these here? These are COVID first aid packs. So making sure everything's right, especially in Wales. As always, we work a lot with Manning Construction. Great to see some of the boards that the guys have developed there for site. So we got the lads, Ian and John, out with Steve on the construction site. There's usually one of you eating a donut or something. The virtual training, again, flying. We're really getting some good use out of the learning zones. before, during and after. So that's John and Phil. I think they've been on SMSTS, Triple STS, Managing Safely, one of my absolute favourite courses. Seems to be a lot of happy faces anyway. There's always a happy face when Ian's eating donuts. Yeah, great stuff. A morale booster. Yeah, it's really good to see everybody looking pleased with themselves. What have I been doing personally? Doing a bit of auditing this week, but also focusing on risk management, ISO 31000. I really want to get some in-depth training out on this. Quite a deep course. I want to get this out. But let's look firstly at ISO 28000. And what I want to look at in particular here is mental health. Okay, so it's interesting. I love this standard. I love the fact that it goes so deep. It is selection, background screening and vetting of security personnel, including privately contracted armed security personnel, PCASPs. Assessment of medical, physical and mental fitness of personnel. It's so important to, to ensure that the onboarding process and the individuals that we're bringing into our organisations are fit, so we look after them. It's not a case of you're doing this just because you don't want people in your organisation. We have to protect people on the way into the organisation, and that's not just mental fitness. Of course, that's going to be respiratory conditions. If somebody has pre-existing conditions, it could be hearing, it could be hand-arm vibration, it could be respiratory, it could be mental health issues. We have to support people bringing them in, and as and when we can make those reasonable adjustments under Section 60, Section 60 of the Employment Act, then we should be doing that. It's really important. So, what an awesome standard! What an awesome couple of paragraphs in here. 31,000. Let's jump to that. I've been focusing on the principles, just going over what are principles. I was asked not long ago from a really good construction company to develop a course based on first principles, and that is stripping it right back. As far as principles goes, I love the principles that's within ISO 31000. Before you should even move further into an understanding of the standard, you should really get a grip of what those principles are in here, and they're on page 3 within this. We got principles, we got the framework, and there's the principles, there's the framework, and there's the actual risk assessment process. But let's focus on the actual principles here. So what are they telling us? Integrated. They've got to be integrated. So risk management has to be integrated throughout the organisation. That's throughout departments, whether that's finance, whether that's operations, marketing, whatever it is, integrated within each department, within each level of the organisation, strategical, tactical and operational as well. So integrated. The next we're looking at structured and comprehensive. If it's not structured, we're not going to get a repeatable and comparable process. So it needs to be structured so people know exactly how to undertake risk management, not just ad hoc risk management. Customised. So that's got to be customised to the organisation and customised to the organisation's objectives. Remember that risk is all about the effect of uncertainty on objectives. So it should be customised to the organisation, whether it's big, small, and to the objectives, of course. Inclusive. We should be involving people in that. We should be involving the stakeholders. That's our employees and that's our clients as well at certain times. So it should be inclusive, dynamic. Everything changes. Everything's morphing. It's moving like that. Nothing stands still. So we need to do dynamic strategic risk assessments, but also dynamic operational risk assessments as well. So dynamic is a really good principle. Best available information. Where do we get that from? The past, the present, and the future. So we have to take all of those into consideration, especially the past and the present, to make a good assessment of potentially what's going to happen in the future. Human and cultural factors. We've got to take the human element into this, especially because decision making. Cultural factors, again, for definite. The cultural theory of risk. That is an amazing theory to get involved in. Mary Douglas. Continual improvement, as with all the ISO standards, that's what we're looking at. Once we get round the circle, we are going to get, hopefully, aim for continual improvement. And that's it, right in the centre. Value, creation and protection. Value, that's what risk management is about. Creating value. It's not all about hazards, as it is in the health and safety world, it's about creating value in the organisation and then protecting that value. I think I'm coming up to the amount of time that we're actually given before you can upload a video. But that was it. That's it. That's it from me. As always, stay here, stay safe, stay healthy, stay productive. I hope this doesn't go off. Don't trust it. Test it. Thanks for watching.